Imagine this, you could select any pro you like and create the best triathlon relay team ever. How cool does that sound? Yeah, you can go past, present, whatever you like. Let's have some fun with this. Be as creative as you like. Leave your opinions and suggestions in the comments section below. Let's do it. Okay, so we are looking for a swimmer, a cyclist, and a runner to make up this ultimate relay team. But we do have a fair few variables and options to play with here. We've got sprint distance, Olympic distance, half, full Ironman, male, female. We could even go down the route of having pure swimmers, pure cyclists, and pure runners in it. But I'm thinking, let's not overcomplicate it here. Let's stick to just triathletes in this, and let's whittle it down to two categories. So go Olympic distance, draft legal, so essentially ITU racing, and Ironman distance or full distance, non-drafting. We've got to do a male team and a female team for each, and past and present, as I said before. So let's start with the Olympic distance, draft legal. Well, on the male side, there is one name that quite obviously jumps out for the swim, and that is Richard Varga. He has led out more ITU swims than any other athlete. And when you take a look back at his history, it's no surprise really, because he has held numerous junior and senior national swimming records across different events within his home country of Slovakia. He's even represented Slovakia at numerous European and world swimming events. Before finally switching over to triathlon, I have even been on the receiving end of one of his surges mid-race in a triathlon. I can tell you, he is pretty darn fast, but I'm going to throw a curveball in here and I'm going to suggest someone that you may not remember, and that is Benjamin Sampson. Well, he was a French athlete that also dominated ITU swims with a swimming background, and also actually led out the swim in Kona in 2008, although that was kind of towards the end of his career. But to give you a bit of an idea of his swimming prowess, his 200 meter time, or PB, was 1:49, 400, 3:47, 800, 7:51, and 1500, 15 minutes flat. And just because I like to be a bit different, I'm going to go for Benjamin Sampson. Now for the second leg, the bike, and I'm going to go straight in with a past athlete here, Craig Walton. He was born in Tasmania and he was a 6-time ITU World Cup winner and an absolute animal on the bike. So much so, he actually led a large portion of the 2000 Sydney Olympic Games. He also had an incredibly long career spanning around 17 years. So Craig gets my pick for the bike. Onto the final leg, the run, and there are so many greats to pick from here, but Simon Lessing was an absolutely incredible athlete, always so dominant on the run, and arguably one of the best short course triathletes we have ever seen. Well, he actually used to train here in this part of the UK, and I do know a few people that used to train with him and particularly do run sessions with him, and they have always said he was an absolute world-class runner. But how about Peter Robertson? 3 world titles and 2 Olympic Games. He was renowned for making his move on the run, and boy, did he look smooth. But fast forward to today, and it's hard to look past Mario Mola. On numerous occasions, he's dropped a sub 30-minute 10K off the bike. And remember back to 2015 when he dropped that sub 29-minute in Chicago. Yeah, Mario gets my vote for the final leg of that relay. But onto the women's side, and it's a pretty clear favourite for the first leg of the relay. It's Jess Learmonth. Well, she really launched onto the elite scene back in 2016 with her first European Cup win, and then just a few months later managed to bag a top 10 finish at WTS Leeds in front of her home crowd. And the rest has been history, really. She's had numerous wins and podiums since, but no one really seems to be able to match her swimming prowess. She just has total control of the women's field in the swim. So she gets my pick for that first leg. Now on to the bike, and again, there's one name that really springs to mind here, and that is Nicolas Barrack. But where do I start with Nicolas? 6-time European champion, gold in 2012, silver in 2016 Olympic Games, as well as showing her strength over the longer distances as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe she has been on the podium in every 70.3 and every full distance Ironman she has competed in. Pretty impressive, eh? She is an incredibly consistent athlete, an absolute machine on the bike. I actually remember the 2016 Olympic Games when she showed this evidently. She just drilled it on the front of the women's field, closed down the attack from Flora Duffy, and then continued on to take that silver medal. Absolutely mind-blowing. Now for the run, there's two athletes that I'm struggling to pick between here. We've got Emma Snowsill and Carole Montgomery. Well, Carole actually qualified both for running and triathlon for the Olympic Games. I've actually got her running PBs here. 10K, 32:11, 5K, 15:36, 9:04 for 3K, and 4:18 for 1500. But most importantly, she was a great runner off the bike. Not that that's really that important for my relay, but she did show that at the 2002 Commonwealth Games in Manchester when she took the win there. But I think my pick here is going to go to Emma Snowsill. Why? Well, she's an Olympic, Commonwealth and triple world champion, which is pretty darn impressive. She also posted a 33:17 minute 10K when she took that win in Beijing for the Olympic Games. She also just looked amazing running. She looked so effortless. So Emma's going to round out my female team there. That's my pick. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below and let me know your own pick for the team. Now moving on to the Ironman distance and non-drafting. Well, on the male side, I have two key names to pick from on this first leg. When I first got into triathlon, it was all about Andy Potts. He just used to lead out every single swim, or at least it seemed like it. And also very dominant for the next two legs as well, as he went on to win a lot of races, including the Ironman 70.3 World Championships in 2007. But more recently, it's been the Josh Amberger show. Now, admittedly, Andy maybe isn't swimming quite as fast as he once was, but Josh just has complete control of the swim these days, so much so, he has led up Kona for the last 3 years for the swim. I absolutely love his style. He is not afraid to attack off the front, put the pressure on, split the field up, and even go alone. So for that reason, he gets my pick for the swim. On the bike though, got a tough ask here. I've managed to whittle it down to just four though. I've got Jürgen Zach, Chris Lieto, Norman Stadler, and Cam Worth. Now, Jürgen Zach was once a feared man on the bike, having set the Ironman World Championship bike course record in 1993, a time of 4 hours, 27 minutes and 42 seconds. He also set the Ironman European Championship bike course record, which was then held in Rot, a time of 4:14 and 16 seconds. We also have Chris Lieto. He created quite a name for himself on the bike, having set numerous bike course records. He also just looked amazing on the bike. He also managed to bag himself a second place finish at the Ironman World Championships in 2009, but never unfortunately quite got that bike course record. Norman Stadler though, did get that bike course record in 2006, a time of 4 hours, 18 minutes and 23 seconds. In doing so, he opened up an incredible gap of 10 minutes over the field coming into T2 and continued on to take that win. That bike course record has stood for over a decade though, until Cam Worth came along. Yep, in 2017, he broke that course record by over 5 minutes, setting a new time of 4 hours, 12 minutes and 54 seconds. How can I argue with that? Cam, you're picked. Now for the run, again, I've got more iconic names to pick from, the likes of Mark Allen and Dave Scott, but I've decided to go for the current Kona run course record holder, Patrick Lange. And yeah, I can hear you already. What about Jan Frodeno? Yeah, I'll be honest, I almost included him. He's shown that he is the best in the world at putting all three together in an Ironman distance, and also can swim with the best, bike with the best, and run with the best. But I've decided to pick the very best in each individual discipline for this relay. That would probably fire Jan up if he was watching this, and he'd say, well, you put me up against that relay team and I'll take them on in a solo effort. We'd love to see it, and I'm sure it would be pretty close actually. And now for the female, and for the first leg, no surprises here, Lucy Charles. Yeah, how can I really go for anyone else? She holds the current Kona swim course record, a time of 48 minutes and 13 seconds. I think she's pretty much unbeaten in the water too. So yeah, that's done. Onto the bike, I'm actually gonna go for an old training partner who used to rip the legs off everyone, myself included, and that is Julie Dibbens. She was the 70.3 World Champion in 2009 and also third place in the Ironman World Championships in 2010, in which she actually led from mile 15 of the bike through to around mile 11 of the run. And also, let's not forget, also a 3-time Xterra world champion. I'm a little bit stuck on the run though. We've got more greats to pick from. Let's not forget Chrissie Wellington with that great run in 2008 at Kona, where she set the new run course record then of 2 hours, 57 minutes and 44 seconds. Then the following year, Mirinda surpassed that with a time of 2 hours, 56 minutes and 51 seconds. Then again in 2010, 2011, 2013, and in 2014 with the time of 2 hours, 50 minutes and 26 seconds, which still stands today. You could obviously argue that Annie Haug is a faster runner nowadays, but I'm confident in Mirinda Carfrae. I think she's still got that 2 hours, 50 minutes and 26 seconds in her. So I'm gonna go for her. Whew, we got there eventually. There's all my teams picked. I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think about my pick and what you would have picked. Drop that in the comment section below. If you've enjoyed today's video, give this video a like, and if you'd like to see more from GTN and see what we're getting up to, make sure you're following us on social media.